Hi, my name is Laura. My husband, whom you will not see, is behind the camera, and you're only going to hear his voice. We have had many questions and requests for videos. And one of the requests for a video was, several requests were like, teach how to do transmutation, or teach how to dowse using a pendulum to get accurate information, teach how to neutralize things like EMF or geopathic stress or foods or different things. Different topics have come up. And we're going to discuss why we're not going to record videos about these topics. Bottom line.
I like the way you approach it. I'm like, ooh, okay, they're going to record them. You're like, no, we're not. Okay.
No. Just like we have a video about questions that will not be answered. These are things that you just don't record one video and learn from that. It's not that simple. And everybody's on a different journey. Everybody learns at different paces, and everybody has different information that's given to them based on yourself. Everybody's unique. I hope that helps.
Why are you talking with that attitude?
I didn't realize I had one. Oh, is it really?
Yes, I was in your voice.
Well,
way up there, like.
I was excited about it.
How dare you ask
for
us to show you how to neutralize electromagnetic field? Who do you think you are?
I mean, they can go look it up on YouTube and just watch any video.
What's something with the attitude?
I didn't know there was an attitude.
Let me check you for attachments or something.
You know?
You've been fine this whole time.
Maybe when we're done.
Yeah, I'm messing with anybody. You're fine. Anyway. It sounded like that, the way you're talking. It's like,
oh, well, I didn't mean to sound that way. I was just trying to make sure it was very clear.
The way you put it was very clear. It's like, don't ever ask us any more questions about this.
You can ask us questions.
Folks.
But when you're ready, it will be given to you. There's that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When you're ready, things will be given to you. That's just how it works.
Well, normally, that's how it works.
Okay, normally.
Right, but remember we talked about how we know that the Ascended Masters have asked us to go on this journey because we will be providing training to, like group training to individuals.
Yes.
I think you made that statement because right now we do have some individuals that we're training because we've been guided to train them individually.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it will be in the future. Right? So, and they're being trained individually so we can monitor their progress, and soon enough, as I told one of them, and she's like, we shall see about that. They will be helping individuals with their healing, which will be fantastic. The team is expanding. But no, the point is that we will get to the point where we'll be doing training. We'll be training multiple individuals at the same time. We don't know when that is yet. We'll be told when that will happen. Well, we talked about you hitting 1 million subscribers for that to happen. That's what it was. How many subscribers do you have?
I thought it was 1 million subscribers and you'll show your face, not that you're going to start doing training.
Well, I was going to show my face like that.
Well, we have a conversation. Your face is shown, not just mine.
It would be called the training. How about that?
Oh, it would be the training point.
Probably before that, right? Anyway, so why do we choose not to record a video on, for example, how to dowse effectively to make sure that the information you receive is accurate? Because it's not as simple as my wife said, as it seems. Mm-hmm. And I know what you were saying, that you can go to YouTube and find a video on it. You weren't trying to be mean. My wife is not like that. Otherwise she wouldn't be my wife. That's what you know. So, she's much nicer than she sounds sometimes. I think sometimes she tries to be like us folks that are just upfront about things, and that's not her nature. Then she sounds weird when she does it. It's like me trying to be sarcastic and then nobody laughs because
he does not know American sarcasm at all.
So we're opposites like that.
That's topic for another video.
I was talking to Coach Crow this morning, and I said, what you said was that that thing. It's something about a coffin and yeah, well, what is that? And then he said, nail in the coffin? I said, I think so. Did I use that right? He looked at me, he started laughing. He said, you did. Okay. So I learned that one, like when you say something, it's the final say.
It's the final word?
That's what he said.
Oh, the final
you didn't know that's
nail
what
in
it
the
meant?
coffin. You know, the way you're speaking right now, I'm so confused because you and sarcasm do not go together.
That was not sarcasm, that was a statement. Like,
It was one of the cliches
sayings.
or something. But it just, yes, I was just trying to make sure I understood your whole story.
Oh, okay. But you know how I'm not really good at those?
Yes, I know.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So he helped me with that one. Anyway, back to that.
Back
has
to
nothing
our
what we're talking
topic.
about.
No, it does not. So we were talking about, you had brought up using the pendulum.
Right. So somebody goes to YouTube and they see videos on how to use the pendulum. Now, first of all, why do we talk about using a pendulum? Because from my experience and from everything that I've seen, it's one of the easiest ways for someone to connect with their spirit guides, with their higher self, and where it's extremely genuine and accurate. Now, I don't know about tarot cards, right? And I don't know what else is used out there, but I know that and I'm not saying they're good or bad, all I know is that, and this came about because I read a book about this one Jesuit priest who's known as one of the best dowsers in the entire universe when he were alive.
A Catholic priest.
A Catholic priest, right. Yeah, Jesuit, Catholic priest. Sorry folks if you didn't know that. But he, and I forgot his name, but he wrote a book about dowsing, how powerful dowsing is, and your connection that you have with the universe when you do it, which stunned me because this was a Catholic priest. And so it's amazing how now the Catholic Church wants nothing to do with it, when some of the best dowsers, by the way, were Catholic priests. As a matter of fact, way back then, they would go and find Catholic priests to do dowsing if someone wanted to do drilling of some kind, because the Catholic priests were renowned for dowsing, and they used pendulums and they used dowsing rods. And now it's like, oh, you dowse? You must be connected with your own what?
Right, right.
I don't know when that started happening. Anyway, it goes to show you how things change, just mindsets change. The bottom line is that in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, dowsing is one of the best ways, using a pendulum is one of the best ways to get accurate information. The only thing is, you have to know how to do it properly. If you think that picking up a pendulum and using it will give you accurate information, you can talk about that.
Oh, yes. I still have challenges getting accurate information.
And you're being trained.
I'm being trained.
Right?
See, it's easier for my husband to know if the information is accurate because he also has the ability to see and hear the angels and the saints, ascended masters. So, they can help him, correct him, guide him. Me, I'm not able to. I'm relying solely on the fact that I'm going to get an answer when I'm using a pendulum.
And that's the beauty of the pendulum, that you can get the answer without hearing the
Exactly.
angels, because they
Without
use
being able to
that
see
as a
them.
tool, exactly. Because they literally communicate with you through that tool. And that's the beauty of it. However,
for myself, because I am an emotional creature, my emotions and my ego get in the way. Well, they used to get in the way all the time. Now it's not as much. Sometimes I get accurate information. Other times, have to go and get double checked because my husband will be like, no, that's not right at all. That was your emotions right there. So,
but she's gotten better. She really has gotten better. The last few times it's come close to, and we're talking about
Yes.
numbers. I mean, this is what the kind of test that my wife's getting. It's not just a yes. They tell me to use the pendulum check for yes, no. That's a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't use the pendulum to check for yes, no. Is my husband cheating on me? Yes. Really? You already thinking your husband's cheating on you. That's why you got a yes. Okay, it has nothing to do with the pendulum or the angels.
just to be clear, I never asked that question.
You did?
That's just an example question I'm just giving.
Folks, I don't know if she asked the question. I'm just using an example. So, but that never came up in our training.
No.
But the type of questions she's dealing with literally are about numbers, specific numbers, and her numbers have come close to the ones that I get. So that's impressive, So you can see it's not as simple as people think. So again, when you watch a YouTube channel and they tell you to say yes, no, be careful. And if you're doing work based on that or making decisions based on that yes, no, I'd be really careful. Because you have to be in tune. That's the biggest thing that I've come to realize. We have tried to help individuals, for example, to transmute, to go through the process of transmutation. Now, what is transmutation? It's taking something, like what Jesus did. You know, when he went to that wedding, and his mom told him, Mother Mary said, "Hey, Jesus, guess what? There's no more vino over here. All the vino is done, man. These people want to have fun. Could you go and make some more wine?" And Jesus looked, "Mom, I don't even drink. Why are you asking me to do that?"
I hope you like this ghetto version of the story here.
And then Mother Mary said, "I'm your mom. You do what your mom tells you." "Well, okay, Mom, I'll do it." So,
And that's when he turned the water into wine.
"Tell the people to get some water from the well. I'll go and make some vino for them." And that's how it came about.
And that was transmutation.
Right.
Transmuting.
So what is transmutation? It's taking a frequency of one thing and turn it into the frequency of something else. All right. So here's the frequency of water, and Jesus transmuted, as in changed the frequency of the water, so that now it became the frequency of wine. So when the people are drinking the wine or the water, it tastes like wine.
Ooh.
See? Get the point?
I got the point. I got a question.
Go ahead. I heard your question, but go ahead.
Does that mean also that he could have transmuted it to the point where the alcohol would not affect the individuals consuming it?
He could have transmuted it where there's no alcohol in it.
Oh, isn't that just so
Nobody
cool?
thought about that. And that's why
No,
I
but they
told
said
the
it was the
story.
best tasting wine ever.
Oh, who said
According,
that?
that was always the story that I was told in catechism class.
Because the priest wanted Jesus to look good. Now, I'm not saying that he...
Or maybe they just wanted to condone why they drink wine on the altar during Mass.
I like that example better. That's a much better explanation. Right?
We can do anything to suit our needs, can't we?
Yes. So, but here we are, right? Think about it. And a lot of folks don't think about this story deep enough. But if Jesus knows, because the Ascended Masters teach us that alcohol lowers our frequency, what are the chances that Jesus would have alcohol in the wine that he is transmuting for these people to use?
I don't think he would do that to them.
Exactly. He wouldn't. Because he knows that it's lowering their frequency.
Right.
So more than likely what Jesus did was he took the frequency of the water and changed it into the frequency of how the wine would taste.
Got it.
But not with the alcohol in there.
Hopefully, if we're not right, Jesus will come through and let
Oh,
you
we're
know.
right about that. I know that. He's told me that before.
Oh, he has.
So
Okay.
that's not a guess.
Oh,
Okay?
awesome.
So we should never be worried about that. Somebody did a video about alcohol and then you said, well, if Jesus drank, why would I drink? You don't think about how
Right.
Jesus could take the wine and transmute it, take
Right.
the alcohol out of it. Right? How many times have I done that with things where you said, don't eat that? I'm like, don't worry about it, I'll just transmute it.
Yes.
And then I'm fine.
Yes. And
Exactly.
sometimes I'll ask you to transmute, and you're like, oh, I forgot.
Exactly. Most of the time. I only remember when he told me, oh, don't eat that.
Honey,
But then
you
I'm
shouldn't eat that one.
And then I said, oh, I'll transmute it. That's when I actually think about transmuting. But Jesus won't function that way. Jesus will remember to transmute every time. Okay? But it's not as simple as saying, oh, okay, let me change the frequency of the water to the frequency of wine. It doesn't work that way. You have to get to a certain state. Okay? And
Now, are you talking mentally? A certain state,
you know
mentally, physically?
I don't know.
How do you-
I don't know if it's mentally or physically. Well, when you think
I think
about
it's
it,
a combination.
all three. Right, it's all three.
Mental, emotional, physical.
Right, it's all three. That's right. You have to get into that state in all three levels. Actually, we have four spiritual beings, four spiritual levels. So I would think
Right.
that's spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. So all four, you have to get into that state. You have to bring them into that state where now you're centered. And you have to be taught how to do that. And it takes some time to learn how to do that.
And to know that you're doing it properly.
Exactly.
It took me a while.
So until you get
Still
there,
working on it.
until you get there, for us to say, oh, let us teach you how to use a pendulum, let us teach you how to transmute something, or let us teach you how to neutralize, say, electromagnetic fields, more than likely it's not going to work. And we didn't realize this. And before we realized this, we were helping people tell, okay, this is how you transmute, right?
Right.
And even the SMS would come through and tell the individual, here, do this. And the only reason why they would do that is because they knew that that individual could handle it. But then we found out later on that they weren't really ready. Sometimes the ascended masters or your spiritual guides, the spirit guides, they become ambitious. You know, they're so excited for you that they want you to do things, like they push you to do something. But they know you can do it.
Just like any teacher or mentor would
Exactly.
do. They push you to try to get you to expand yourself.
That's correct.
To empower you to do more.
But then if they see that you're not responding the way they expected you to, then they back off. It's okay. Now, it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It simply means that you're not ready yet. And that's why now we're being more careful. And we want to make sure individuals are ready before we teach them certain things. And the most important thing in this whole journey, whether or not you call yourself an empath or whatever you call yourself, a healer, medium, not that any of those matter, because all of us can accomplish the things that we're doing. Anybody can do it, you know that.
Right, we all have the same abilities.
And we tell people this all the time, and they might not believe us, but really, you can do everything. Jesus said it, right?
Everything I do, you can do, and more.
Exactly. So if Jesus said it, then you know it's correct, it's accurate, because Jesus doesn't lie, you know, so why would he tell us something that's not true? So because of that, we don't, and Jesus never called himself an empath. Or
a
healer,
medium.
Or a medium, exactly.
Or a psychic.
No, he never did.
Clairvoyant, clairaudient,
but he
wherever
could
those
hear
things
people's
are.
thoughts, he could see what people were thinking.
He could see the dearly departed.
Exactly. He could communicate with them.
He could see the dark forces and things.
He healed people, raised people from the dead.
Yep.
But he never called himself anything but. And he never called himself the Messiah. Let's get that clear.
Right, he didn't.
All right? Yeah, he never said that. Even when he said, we heard that you say you're the Messiah. I said, no, people say I am.
So what did he call himself?
He called himself Jesus.
What?
All right? The son of...
Just his name?
Yes. What he said?
The son of Joseph?
I don't remember. I think he just said Jesus.
I think it was just Jesus.
It's just the other people that call him other stuff. Anyway, gave him different, like, you know, Jesus, the Nazarene, or the son of Joseph, the carpenter, the son of the carpenter. But no, he never gave himself any label. And that's where we should see ourselves. How did we get to that, by the way?
Oh boy, I lost track now.
About the transmuting.
Right.
So the point is that you can do all those things, but the main thing is this, that you have to know how to center. If you notice, with Jesus, before he did anything big, he always went off and he fasted for 40 days. John the Baptist did the same thing. All the prophets did the same thing. I'm not saying you should go and fast for 40 days. What I'm saying is they did that
to
in
prepare
preparation,
themselves.
right, for
But
what
they did
need
other
to do.
things to prepare
That's
themselves.
correct. So there's certain preparations that have to be done. And we won't go through those on video because we literally have to train you on those things. So this is not as simple as people think. You know? Like folks will get in touch with us and say, you know, I need a clearing. Right? I think I need clearing. And a lot of folks understand that it takes time. But some individual might think, well, all we have to do is go and just do a clearing. No, I have to get centered first. And centering takes time. Some days it could take a long time. Some days it's not that long, right? Depending on the time of the day as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. Same thing with the transmuting, the using a pendulum, or the
any technique that is used.
neutralizing, anything. Okay? So that's why we're not going to create a video, record a video on just how to transmute something or how to use the pendulum. Because before we do that, we have to first train you on how to center. And we've had individuals that we train individually on how to center, and they still struggle with it. Then we have individuals that we train on how to center, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Right.
So, and the ones that have done a fantastic job, their health has improved dramatically. They're healing themselves, and we see that, which is amazing, right? And so we know the key is the centering, because we see the ones that are struggling health-wise, and they're struggling with the centering, and then we see the ones that they've gotten better with the centering, and they just send us a message, oh, something happened, this is going on, but I'll get back to you.
Right.
And within an hour, you get back to so everything's fine. They've taken care of it.
Me, I'm still working on the centering.
I think it's because she keeps looking at my handsome face. So she gets distracted. Is that what's going on, huh?
No, I think it's when I tell you I'm working on something, and then you're like, all right, I'll help you. And then I just, okay, well, honey's going to do it now, so I just leave it alone.
But they have the ones where I say, okay, you handle that on your own. And it still doesn't work.
Again, I think it's because I have not figured out the whole centering thing yet. I've not really gotten to that point where I'm still working on it.
And she's in the house with me. So imagine
Yes.
that. Imagine if you're on your own doing it out there. I still think she's getting distracted by the I'll move out of the house and I'll go live somewhere
The
else.
kids, my husband, soccer, business, videos. I don't know. What could be distracting me? Cooking dinner. I don't know.
You don't know? You just
So
mentioned
much
a whole
going
bunch of
on.
things.
But I think really it is my husband's handsome face.
Yeah, just you should stop making up stories. You think I can't hear that? Making up stories. When you said that, there's like a blank screen in your head, just like a blank white screen.
This is also the fun part. My husband sees and hears my thoughts even before I say them or anything. So it's it's fun.
Oh, that's right. We should put that on video.
That should be.
Whoops. Maybe we should take that out. You gonna leave it there?
Yes. So people know what life is really like.
I don't know. That's good. That could be scary for some people. They're like, ooh.
Well, if it scares you, say an extra Archangel Michael prayer before you go to bed. I don't know. At least you don't have to live with it.
She actually likes it. It's strange. She's like, did you hear me? Or she'll come into the room and she'll say, did you get that? I said, what? She said, I just sent you
I just sent you a thought.
I'm busy right now. I don't have time for your
But
thoughts.
the best ones are when I can send him my thoughts, and then he'll come into the next room and be like, hey, did you just... and he'll tell me what I did. And I'm like, yes.
Yep.
So I practice a lot. I'm getting better.
Just
You will too.
Exactly.
It's just, again, it's a process. And when we're working on simplifying the process as well, so we can help more individuals, and we'll have group classes. So things to look forward to.
Well, not only that, we're documenting everything.
We are.
We're actually creating training
manual.
manuals, right? Manuals, because we've been guided to do that. So everything that we're doing, we're creating, and we keep changing. As I change certain things, I say, okay, this is more effective. We change.
It's adjusting more than it is changing.
True. Modifying. So literally, there are manuals. We have at least what? A whole bunch. Different things.
Different techniques, different ways of
techniques,
doing
right.
things, because everybody's different. Something will work for one person, but not for another.
Right. So if you stick with us, the time will come when we have the training, and you, probably by the time we have the training.
Then you'll get to meet my husband in person.
That's right. But not only that, but then they'll have manuals.
Yes.
So it's not just us talking to them. We'll
You'll
literally
have
have
something
manuals.
where you can use. Take
Exactly.
it with you and go use it.
And go use it and practice with it. Okay? So I hope that helps a little bit. So again, it's not that we don't want to create the videos, but we don't think that it would be very effective for you to progress. Again, this comes from the experience we've had with other individuals that we've worked with in trying to help them, and we see some struggle with it and some are excelling, and we focus more on the ones that are struggling to see how we can make things better, and we know it's all about how to get them centered properly. And my wife, she's gotten a whole lot better. We can communicate. I could be far away and we can communicate, no worries at all. Somehow the centering thing is still getting her. But once she gets that, she'll be doing a lot of healing work. I'd like her to help me with that too. So.
Things to look forward to, folks. All right. If you have any more questions or concerns, please let us know. Send them to us. You can find us at 190vision.com, our website. 190vision is the name of our YouTube channel, Facebook page, as well as our Instagram account. We'll see you again.